Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review. Today we're going to be looking at the Lumintop W1, and this was sent to me by Nealsgadgets. And right now, it's my favorite EDC flashlight. And the reason why is that it just has everything that I want in an EDC light. You've got this nice cob LED here, which produces a white floody beam. There's also a red mode as well, and that's really useful at night. Plus, you get this incredibly throwy beam, 700 meters. It's an integrated LEP with a spheric lens. I mean, what more can you want? And I've been using this light for about a week now. It's really versatile, and the 300 lumen LEP light as well, that's incredible. Like I said, it reaches over 700 meters. Considering the size of this flashlight, it is very impressive. You know, it's about the size of a Convoy S2, and yeah, of course, that flood mode, great for close-up tasks. So let's have a look at what you get in the box. Now, my model didn't come with a battery. I think that's because it was a sample model. So yeah, I've also got the box here. So just very simple sort of box. There's not even any specifications of the light. It just says W1 down the bottom. You do get some little accessories as well. So you get a lanyard here, get some spare O-rings, and a USB-C charging cable. The W1 also comes with this user manual, and if you want, you can pause the video and check out some of the specifications and instructions of this flashlight. Little side-by-side comparison with a few other throwy flashlights that I own, and you know, I've got the Convoy S6 here. It's roughly about the same size, except you can see the head is just a tad, a little bit larger, and then also the Convoy T6 here to the right, which is of course significantly smaller again. But yeah, I mean, considering that this has got 3 different beams in there, you've got the couple of flood beams plus the LEP mode in there, really impressive. It's even smaller than my Convoy M1 and the M2 as well. So I mean, check that out. It's just as powerful in terms of long range performance with just a smaller aspheric lens like this. Okay, so a little close-up of the Lumintop W1, and overall the build quality is fantastic. It's made from high quality aluminium. The machining's well done, and I'd say the anodizing is a bit slippery, but it's fine considering that it has this nice sort of knurling there on the side of the tube for added grip. 1 meter impact resistance, also IP68 dust and water resistant as well. So this light can be submerged up to 2 meters. And the waterproofing design means that there's no rubber plug over the charging port, as you can see here. So that's good news. And you know, I really like as well that the side switch is metal. For some reason, a lot of the Lumintop lights out there, they just have rubber switches, kind of rubberized switches. So that's really going to last a long time, be a lot more durable. And it also functions as a charging and battery indicator. Lumintop also include a 5-year full warranty. If anything breaks, you can get it replaced free of charge. And you also get a lifetime free repair after that period, but you do have to pay for parts. There is a powerful magnet here on the tail, so that allows you to stick it to the top of a car bonnet, maybe to a pole or something like that for hands-free use while you're working. No attachment for a clip, so this is my own clip here. I've just put that on, force it onto the side of the light, and yeah, I really like the design overall. I think it's nice, conservative, and you know, they haven't got that Lumintop rabbit logo that you see on some of the other models. So I think they've just taken a much more conservative approach to this model. So you can see here with the bezel, it's slightly crenulated. Okay, it's not going to be an issue if you're bringing it onto a plane or through security, because it's just not sharp or really not meant to be used for breaking windows. But yeah, it is slightly crenulated, so you can tell when the light is on if you're pointing it downwards. And in the center, you can see the spheric lens. You can't see the LEP module from there, but yeah, you can see around that circular yellow dye surface there, that's the cob LED. And basically, you've got a combination of these kind of red and white LEDs. They alternate around. There's an equal number of red and white LED modules on this sort of cob surface. So you're going to get nice, even distribution of light. I think overall Lumintop have just nailed the design, because if they made the head a little bit larger, I think it would look funny and would feel a bit uncomfortable in the pocket. But, you know, they've managed to squeeze out 700 meters of range with this LEP module and keep it pretty much the same size as a Convoy S2 Plus. So I want to go through the UI, just show you how the light is used. So in order to access that spotlight, that powerful LEP spotlight, you just got to double press. Okay, and it turns on. There's only one mode, and you can be on to, say, the flood mode, which is just a single click like that. And then you can double click to go into the LEP mode, and then double click to switch back and forth. So sort of flood and spot depending on what you want. One click to turn off. But when you're in the flood mode, which is a single click like that, you can press and hold, and that just toggles or cycles between low and high. Okay, it does memorize whichever mode you've left it in last. So with the low mode, you left it in, there you go, it goes back into that low mode. There's also a combo lights, combo flood and throw mode, so 4 clicks. Okay, that turns on both the flood and the spot mode. Oops, that is the strobe mode, so triple press. Okay, and there is also a red mode, so if you press and hold, you can see here, it just goes into that red mode. Now, if you continue pressing and holding, it also goes to this other red flashy mode, maybe to attract attention. It's an SOS mode. Press and hold again, and you get this kind of white eco mode. And this is really good for low light conditions. And yeah, also that emergency SOS mode is going to be quite useful for you if you're trying to get some attention. Now, with this auxiliary light here, you can activate it by clicking 7 times. Okay, and so that will then illuminate, so you can just basically tell the battery level. It's a little kind of difficult to see here under the light, but it's actually glowing green, as you can see there. Okay, so I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Lumintop W1, and this is on the spot LEP mode. And you can see here, the light starts at 100%, and I actually noticed it rise up a little bit for whatever reason, but basically stays at 100%, and then at the 4-minute mark, you see that sharp drop. So at about 5 minutes, the light is sitting on about 60% output. I think that's really impressive. I mean, 4 minutes of runtime with roughly, 700 meters of throw. Even most of my LED flashlights can't do that. I ran a second ceiling bounce test with the W1 with the cob LED flood mode on high, and you can see here you get 100% output. And again, at that 4-minute mark, you have a sharp step down, and the light sits just above 60% for the remainder of the test. All right, so here's the part of the video that you've been waiting for, the throw figures. And with the Lumintop W1, managed to measure 727 meters of throw with that LEP module in there. Really impressive for something with such a small bezel. Of course, these are switch on figures, but as you saw in those ceiling bounce tests, the LEP mode lasted for 4 minutes without stepping down. So that's pretty much 700 plus meters of throw for 4 minutes before it steps down to about 50%. So I think that's incredible performance. Also ran some tests with the flood modes, and you can see the results here. I was really blown away by the performance of the LEP flashlight in here. Just didn't expect it to throw that far. And, with the addition of those flood modes as well, they're really nice and smooth. You wouldn't want to be pointing this anywhere near to you though, because it's just with that cob LED, I find it to be really glaring, but obviously, you're not going to be looking at the light. It just produces a ton of light in all directions. So some considerations if you're thinking about getting the Lumintop W1. And the first one is that there's only 300 lumens with the spot mode, okay? So it does throw further pretty much than anything else of this size in my collection. And you have to keep in mind with LEP lights like this, they don't produce any flood. So it's just pure throw, pure sort of spot that you'll see in the distance, but that's it. You're not going to see any flood at all. The good news is that you can switch to the flood beam when you need it just by double pressing, or you can activate both the flood and the spot beam at the same time. The second consideration is that there's no lock mode. So yeah, the only way you can lock this light is to unscrew the tail cap very slightly. So if I just unscrew it like that, the light doesn't turn on. just a very slight turn. But yeah, wish it did have a lock mode. The third consideration is that there's no dedicated space for a clip, but as you can see, I've managed to squeeze one on, and this sort of knurling does keep it in place nicely. But yeah, obviously it's not ideal, but for me it's not a deal breaker. The fourth consideration is that, you know, you've got this open charging port here on the side. Okay, so dust eventually is going to make its way in, but keep in mind that this light is water and dust proof, so yeah, you can get it, sort of wash it out if you need to. The fifth consideration is that the Lumintop W1 is pretty pricey compared to other flashlights of this size, especially if you look at other budget flashlights like the Convoy S8, the S2 Plus. But it pretty much has everything that you'd want in a pocketable light. You've got that LEP module in there as well. Just so cool, and you know, you can't beat that in terms of long range performance in a small sort of body like this. That's the best sort of bang for buck you're going to get. And I would really love to see Lumintop add a dual stage tail switch to these sort of lights. You know, just have something there that I can access the spot mode, the highest spot mode in an instant. And yeah, maybe have it shortcut like a 2-stage tail switch, so it shortcuts to the spot beam with a half press, and full press you get a strobe with everything on for self-defense purposes. But yeah, that's more of a design suggestion. So overall, the Lumintop W1 stands out with its unique combination of LEP, flood, and red lighting. It's not just another flashlight, it's a versatile tool for various scenarios. You know, whether you're out in the wilderness, you need a reliable EDC option, maybe you just want something compact and powerful to carry around like myself, this flashlight definitely delivers on all fronts. And, you know, I just dig the build quality, overall performance, very innovative as well, because you've just got everything squeezed into the head there. So for me, it's well worth the investment if you're a flashlight enthusiast, and yeah, even if you're a casual user as well. So yeah, if you're interested, go ahead and check the link down in the video description. You can get this light from Nealsgadgets. If you have any questions as well about this light, just let me know down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you found this video helpful, do me a big favor and click the like button and share it with a friend. Really helps me to keep the channel going and get new subscribers. And yeah, if you want to see more flashlight reviews, keep up to date with the latest news, make sure you subscribe. Lumintop W1 on the spot mode, and this is the LEP beam. Absolutely incredible. It's reaching to those trees all the way in the back, and I mean, for 300 lumens, it's just incredible. This thing throws that far. It literally looks like a laser or something out in the night. I mean, you can just see it, that beam, very clearly in the sky. You know, there's no lower mode on the LEP mode, but I'll tell you what, you can even see quite clearly into those shrubs. But yeah, what impresses me the most is that it illuminates the trees all the way into the clearing behind this sort of shrub here, but all the way in the back there, which only some of my most powerful throwers are actually able to do. And oh, that looks like an animal or something. I can see its little reflection there. And it's gone now. Double press and I've got this kind of flood mode. Double press again and you can go straight back. So you can swap in between this flood mode and the throw mode very easily. There's also a lower flood mode. It's not really visible on camera. Okay, like that. There is also a normal red LED mode like this, which again is pretty decent. You can see up to maybe a few meters ahead of you. Okay, but that main flood cob mode is decent enough to see all the way into those shrubs to the center of this little area here, but it's difficult for the camera to pick up. Look at that. I'll go for a bit of a walk so you can see the beam profile of both the flood and the throw, and I'll swap in between both as well. I've also got with me the Convoy T6 with the SFT25 here, just to show you the difference between the two beams. So that's the W1 and the T6 with the SFT25, and you know, you got a lot of spill, but the intensity of the hotspot is just, yeah, you just got that incredible intensity of that LEP beam. Of course with less light, but even just on that tree there, you can see the difference, it just illuminating the trunk. So yeah, those are the differences. And again, you can get the Lumintop W1 with the SFT12, which will produce probably a similar beam profile to the T6, but just with less light, smaller hotspot, if you do want that additional spill.